This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, we go. All right, here we go. We're going to start it out today. Well, we're going to be doing working out while fat. That sounds like a fun activity to do. I like doing it.
I'm actually going to lift while we discuss this.
I'll spot you.
I guess, yeah.
You need a spotter when you lift.
Is that I said lift and then I did like the arm movement, like
yeah,
I'm
you're doing
lifting
bicep
one weight.
curls.
Is that what that is?
You're lifting.
Okay,
You're not doing bench presses over your head.
That would make for an unfortunate,
be a weird, different kind of podcast making noises the whole time.
The grunting podcast. we don't need that.
Grunting with Bruce and Jody.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Probably not.
Hey guys, woo! Working out. So I do go to the gym a couple times a week, at least. I try to go 3, times, but sometimes it's only 2. Sometimes it's 1. But getting better and getting in the habit of actually going, which was a big thing. Like just getting that kind of routine of going to the gym.
Right.
Because I have severe problems trying to sleep. I have like insomnia and all that stuff. And working out really helps with that. It get your whole body moving and doing stuff. And then I feel like I sleep better. My mood's a lot better if I'm having a not so great day. That's always a motivation to do that because I always know I'm going to feel better afterwards.
Sure. So how long have you been doing this for? A long time?
Off and on for a few years. We've been moving around the last few years. So it's like you have to kind of start a whole new routine and find a gym that you like and whatever. But yeah. That
seems like that part of it, finding the gym, finding a place that you actually want to go, seems like that would be the difficult part.
We go to Planet Fitness. It's like, so I have the $20 membership and you can bring unlimited guests. So my partner's my guest every time, which is really convenient.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're paying, I think they have like a $10 a month thing.
Right.
But,
So, it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
I think the big question that a lot of people would ask is, are you focusing, is it for losing weight? Or are you trying to?
No, I don't even, it's about my, just the way I feel. It makes me feel like it releases, what is it? Like endorphins or chemicals in your brain and stuff. It just overall mood.
Right.
Like boosters, it does, it's always, there's in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go to the gym. But after I do it, I just I'm ready to go. And I'm like, all right, ready to tackle the day and get my week going or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
It's just about my mood and my sleeping. It helps with that. It's just overall stuff, not necessarily about the pounds shedding off or the inches around my waist or how big my biceps getting or whatever. But
right.
I don't.
You're not like a gym rat. You're not trying to. Yeah.
I don't think so. No, I don't wear the really skimpy, shredded muscle tank, whatever those are called, shredders. I think that's what those are called.
Yeah, you're not talking about how big your delts are. I'm not actually. What are your delts?
I don't know which ones.
Did I make that up? Is that a thing?
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's a
deltoids.
Part of the body.
Deltoids.
Deltoids. Anybody? No. Yeah.
Okay. In the back, on your back.
All right.
Upper back.
All right. There we go.
Thank you. I was like, I don't know what he's pointing at.
Yeah.
Are you showing me your elbows?
Yes. It's your elbows. The elbow muscle.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The gym has always been an interesting thing for me because, I think a lot of people can, identify with this is, there's a lot we can unpack here. I'm struggling with where to start. I think the thing for me with the gym has always been, I don't feel like I fit when I go there. I feel like there's a lot of, when you're a bigger person, it's more difficult to get in there because you have this preconceived notion of going to the gym as this thing where these dudes are working out and they're going to look down at you because you're not, or because your body doesn't look like that and you don't fit in. That kind of thing.
I honestly, I felt that way when I first started. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing this right. Or they're going to be like, oh, you're not lifting enough. It's really weird. People at the gym are really self-centered or whatever. They're worried about
focusing on themselves.
Like, am I doing this right? Am I doing whatever? They're not looking at you.
Sure.
I mean, They don't. I don't.
And I will say,
I look to them as like, oh, am I doing this right? You know, like, oh, they're doing it that way. Oh, okay. That's how you use this. That's how you do whatever.
Yeah. And I've had memberships at different places, and I've done that with a lot of different gyms, over the years, where you go in and they all have kind of a different feel. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like going to bars, different bars feel different.
They have a different mood, different. Yeah.
And, I can't really think of a time that I've been at one that I felt like I didn't fit in, but I don't know. I mean, I think there's part of that's in your head, but it's also, there's a thing, and I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there and people who are listening that have had that kind of experience.
And I don't even think you need to really go to the gym.
Sure.
Because there are, some people just aren't comfortable going into that space or that place.
Right.
Even if it's just you go for a walk. Just getting your body moving. Mm-hmm. Like I used to go for walks a lot. Like I loved it. Like, I used to work like a half a mile from my house. So I would just walk and it would you could kind of clear your head or do whatever you need to do to kind of get through it. Like that would be a great motivation to just kind of keep it moving. One
of the things that I found is that, there is a community center that's here close to my house that my family we would go to. We had a membership for quite a while, and I mean, it was really cool because it was all families. It was people. Nobody was there trying to show how ripped they were, or trying to, bench press, I don't know, a small car. Yeah. They were there because it was something that they enjoyed. They wanted to do it. That takes a lot of the pressure off. And I go in and I look at those machines. I don't know what I'm doing. There are a couple machines I would look at and be like, okay, I can do that. There's the thing where you sit down and you're kind of rowing. There's,
it took a long time for me to get comfortable just being there and kind of watching people a little bit just to kind of see. Yeah. Cause they look like torture devices.
Totally.
Like they would have in some dungeon and the stretchers or the whatevers. But, once you do it a few times, you just get that habit, or, you just kind of get comfortable in being in the space and doing it. And honestly, people aren't looking at you.
That's the thing that I found.
In their world, in their headphones, listening to their favorite podcast or their favorite jams or whatever.
Sure.
That's what I do. Put on some really fast sort of motivating music and I try podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, that was the thing that I found, is that people don't really care what you're doing. The most difficult thing for me was trying to learn to use different machines, but they have people there that will actually teach you that stuff.
I go to Planet Fitness. They do free classes. They'll show you how to use the stuff.
Sure.
And that was a big thing. It's like, oh, I'm not going to do it right. I'm going to hurt myself or whatever. And then watch YouTube videos or watching, I'm sure every gym has little tutorials that you can watch on how to use their equipment or whatever.
Right.
But like I said, it's not even just about going to the gym. I think that's just one slice of being active or working out or whatever. But that's just something that I like to do on a regular basis.
Sure.
Besides, we went hiking the other day and we went to some waterfall thing here. It was great. It was so much cooler up in the mountains a little bit. And
that was the thing that I found, is that as opposed to going to the gym and doing that, which I in my head feel like is work. And that makes it difficult for me because who wants to work?
Yeah.
But
work out. Yeah.
Right. Definitely with that, especially when you're thinking, okay, I have to go in and do this because this is a thing. And I didn't want to think about being active in that way. I'm not trying to lose weight. I just want to be active because for me, that does feel good. I'm not trying to, change my body mass or anything like that. And there's this idea that and this is in my head, and I think maybe in a lot of other people's, that if you're active, it's only because you're trying to lose weight, and that's not the case. And there are tons of people out there who are just doing things because they love to do them. They want to do that stuff, and it's fun for them. And for me, I found that getting back to riding a bike has been a big thing for me. That I really enjoy it. after not doing it for like 20 years, getting back on a bike and getting out there and riding around and enjoying that, seeing how much I loved that and getting back into it has been a really big thing for me.
And it's like fun to explore your city or your neighborhood that way. Like you get a totally different like aspect of like how your city is by a bike instead of just driving around everywhere.
And you're having an experience as opposed to, being in one place. And, for me, the gym wasn't for me because I'd stand there on the treadmill and I'd look out a window and that was it.
You're watching whatever TV thing they have going on. And
So being able to ride a bike and just have an experience is really cool. And I'm finding that more and more people are doing that or creating groups to do that, like hiking groups or, groups to do yoga or dance aerobics or whatever. They're doing those things.
Oh, yeah. Yoga was great. Yoga was so much fun, the body positive yoga or whatever.
Yeah.
And she like showed us how to do different positions for my belly.
Right.
Because it's like my belly's in my way to do that. She's like, oh, do like this.
Yoga was really interesting because I went in thinking I wasn't going to enjoy it and it wasn't going to be something I would get anything from because it just honestly never appealed to me. But after we had that first session, it was really cool. I enjoyed it. I had a lot more fun than I thought I would. And it's something I would go back and do. And some of the stretches, I mean, I thought that it was going to hurt. I thought that every move, was going to be horrifying. Put your legs behind your head.
Oh, you didn't do that one?
I didn't. I decided
if you're not feeling it, just put your leg over your head.
Right.
What?
Yeah. So they made it something that was really it was really open and accepting to people of all sizes. Yeah. And I would definitely recommend that if you were interested in trying something like that, look for people who are doing body positive yoga. There are also resources online, I'm sure.
Yes.
For that kind of thing.
Yeah. She showed, I don't know what it's called. I don't know the downward Daisy Duke pose, whatever. I don't know. But there was one where you do this stretch and it really helps my lower back. Like whenever I go to the gym, I do that little stretching yoga kind of thing at the beginning to kind of open me up. And I don't know what it really helps my lower back. I've never been able to figure that out, but it helps a lot.
I think it was called the downward Daisy Duke. She had us put on those short cutoffs.
Oh, was that? Okay. Yeah. And my butt was hanging out more.
Right.
It was a good look.
Man, I felt great after that.
It was a great stretch.
Yeah. Do yoga and cutoffs. That's our recommendation here.
The only way to do yoga.
Right.
I don't know where that came Daisy Duke. I was like, wait, what?
I don't either,
but I go with it.
I got the full mental image and you just kind of have to run with it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. We have beer and we haven't opened this or talked about it. Do you want to do the honors here?
Pub beer. I have had this before. I do enjoy it.
Okay.
Craft lager from 10 Barrels Brewing Company.
The thing that I like about this beer is specifically the design of the can. The design is almost no design.
Yeah, it's very minimalistic.
It's like a nondescript white can.
Oh. Watch out.
Okay. All right.
I'm taking it straight from the can.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea.
I don't want to try and pour it.
Every time I try to pour, this goes wrong. So, yeah.
From Bend, Oregon.
There we go.
Another local to us.
Yep.
There's a lot of drinking going on over here in Oregon. Oregon? Is there a...
Oregon.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Yep. Oh. Excuse us.
Yep.
There we go. Sorry about that.
You're popular.
I am.
But yes, thank you, Pub Beer. I love that.
Yeah, very good.
Is this a lighter? It's a craft lager, but I don't know. If we're talking about working out and blah, blah, blah.
I know.
It doesn't even say how many calories. Great. I love it. It has none.
I almost got Michelob Ultra just in honor of the gym episode.
Whatever.
I know.
I went to the gym. I can have this.
I didn't.
Today I didn't.
And I'm going to have this as well. Yeah.
But yeah, you go biking. I like to go hiking. So I'm excited to be here and do more hiking, exploring all these waterfalls, which are amazing and majestic.
It is. It's beautiful. And that's the thing about being here. And I think coming from the Midwest and, you have this similar experience is that it is beautiful out here and it makes you want to be outside.
Even though it's been a little warm week here, but we still were out quite a bit the other day, and it was fun. Staying in the shade.
Right.
I do need to get this bike thing going. I need to figure that out a little bit more. I haven't been doing any biking, but hiking and walking, I love doing that. We did some yoga.
Right.
I love, swimming.
Swimming. So
That is like the perfect summer thing.
And here's the
Especially
thing.
when you're big, you can kind of just
Swimming is wonderful.
water aerobics.
So that was what I was going to talk about is water aerobics.
You've done that.
I did. I did water aerobics with a bunch of people that were significantly older than me. I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. Why not? I went in, and it was the first time that I found that you can actually sweat in the water.
Wow, they were really...
It was hardcore. It was great. We were in this kind of, there's this like, you know, those the like lazy river kind of thing that they have.
Yeah.
It was one of those. And,
like the water's moving?
yeah. So you're, instead of following the water, they had us walking against it.
Oh.
And then they had us doing these different aerobics.
Was this at like a community center?
Yeah, this was at the community
Okay.
center. And, it was not what I expected. I thought water aerobics.
Yeah,
I
you're just
got
standing
this.
in the pool, bouncing around.
Totally. I didn't know that you could get sore and sweat while you were in the pool. So that was amazing. It was actually fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
I would probably do that
And
again.
it's like less impact on your knees and your joints and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Because, my knees do bother me a little bit, but
Same.
been trying to...
Yeah. I've got one knee that off and on will give me problems. So
My family has lots of knee problems. I have a lot of bionic people in my family with knees and hips and things replaced.
yes.
So I'm trying to take some extra care and...
ward that off. Yeah.
Got a lot of heavy people in my family.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
does a number on your knees.
Right. Yeah, I think it really does come down to just finding something that you like and realizing that you don't have to be afraid of physicality, of being out there and trying to do things. And really, for me, I can't look at it like it's a chore or it's a thing that I have to do.
I saw this thing. It was like, it's sort of like, on like video games, you have that like life bar. So you have to do things that are like you like to do.
Right.
Because when it is a chore, you think it's like a chore going to the gym. That's going to make your life bar go down.
Sure.
And you're not going to want to keep doing it. So you got to, whether it's hiking or swimming or biking or playing ping pong or whatever it is that you like to do that gets you moving, like make it fun. Don't worry about what your, like the end goal is supposed to be or whatever kind of thing like that. Just make it something that you're moving your body.
Sure.
Because just that movement and getting out in the fresh air and doing all that stuff just makes your mood that much better, helps you sleep. It just, yeah.
Absolutely. And take it at your pace. You don't have to kill it in the first day. You don't, you always do this at your own pace. You're not trying to prove anything to anybody.
Nope.
The whole idea is that you enjoy what you're doing. And it's really saying that, the world is telling us that if you're bigger, you don't do any of these things. And you're kind of, even though they want you to, I say want with air quotes, want you to do these things and feel better. There's just this kind of overall idea that, if you're fat, you can't do these things. You shouldn't do these things and you should just go away. That's not the case. It's not the truth. And you should get out there and do what makes you happy. And you don't know what's going to make you happy until you try it.
Right.
So try, if you're going to go on a hike, do a very easy hike.
Yeah.
Some of these
Hike to
hiking,
the end of the block.
totally. Some of these hiking
Doing
groups,
whatever.
like Fat Girls Hiking here in town, it's open to everybody. And the person who leads the hike is the last one in the group. So, they make sure that
No one's left behind.
Nobody's left behind. And that's huge. And it's things like that. Look for people who are like-minded. Do
getting
things
a
that you
buddy.
love.
That makes it so much more enjoyable.
Totally.
And you're like, you can kind of, not razz, but like pump each other up to like go. Like when you're having that day where you're like, I don't want to go, but my friend is going. So I gotta go, that kind of thing. Even if it is that for a little bit, you'll motivate each other to go. You kind of be accountable to someone and you're trying to support them. They're trying to support you.
Right.
It's just way more beneficial than trying to do all this stuff on your own. You know, your brain will easily talk you out of it, oh, well, I have this, or something else is going on, or I'm not feeling good today. Well,
Right.
if you're meeting your friend, you got to go anyways. And
Totally. And I know that my brain works like that, where I'll be like, nah, I could just stay here.
I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, I'll go tomorrow. Yeah.
Right. So being able to find people who are like-minded, who are in similar situations, that helps. Mm-hmm. And you'll find that it's more fun and that you aren't focused on the fact that you are doing something that's active as kind of a workout. It's just that you're doing something and you're around more people. And that's huge.
Yeah. And we're just trying to get you to be the best possible version of you. It's
Right.
not about your size or your shape or whatever, just being active and having fun with, getting out there.
Totally. It's knowing that this is an option if you want that. And that's what's important. Knowing that you have options. There are things that you can do. If this is something that appeals to you in any way, then you can do it.
Yeah. I want to do more swimming.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know. I was like born in the water or something. I think I'm from Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes. So that must be in my blood or something like that.
Probably.
I have really watery blood. I don't know.
The bike thing has been big for me. It's been fun to get out there and ride. And I really started out just kind of riding a couple miles, and I'm tracking it on my phone because it's fun. I like to.
Oh yeah. I think that's important I mean, just so you know where you're at.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm lifting this much or I'm doing whatever miles, just to have because I'm always like, oh wait, what did I do? How much was I doing?
Yeah, and I just turn it on.
I like to track my progress a little bit.
I turn it on and kind of throw it in my pocket and just go, because I just want to see, like, I don't care how far I go or how much I do. I just want to see what happens when I am just enjoying riding my bike and I come back and I'm like, oh, okay, so I did 2 or 3 miles. Oh, okay, so I did 6 miles. Oh, wow. So one day I did 36 miles, like
You're just out there going
over the entire day, just kind of out of nowhere. And, by the end of the day, I was definitely feeling that. And I'm not recommending that. I'm not saying you need to work up to that. That was a fluke, my friends.
Right.
That was something that I'm glad that I was able to do it and that I did it. My focus was not, and I mean, it wasn't like it was nonstop. Just kind of doing
Beer
my thing.
breaks and-
Yeah. You don't have to, it's not like you have to push yourself to the
crawl
limit.
on a bike.
Totally. Part of it, full disclosure, was the naked bike ride here in Portland. So, where they were doing it was across the city from where I live. So, I decided to just ride.
Bike over to where they were meeting and then do the bike ride or whatever.
Right. And so I live on the opposite side of the city. So I just said, okay, I'm going to do it. So I rode my bike, and, it was really cool. It felt really good to me to be able to
there were lots of different body shapes and sizes.
Totally. That was the cool
saw
thing.
Pictures from it. I didn't have the nerve. I was like, I don't know.
It is. So this is my 3rd year doing it. The first year I walked it. Yes. Walked the naked bike ride. I didn't have a bike. The second year I did one of those bike rental things. They do give you seat covers for those. So don't worry. And then this year I had my own bike, so I did it. And, it is I had a very specific idea of what it was going to be when I went, and it was not that at all. It was a party and a celebration, and there were people who run the entire spectrum there. I mean, everybody. So it wasn't, if you've never done it and you have an idea of what it's going to be, it's not that. Yeah. And there are people who look like you and people who don't. And there are fat people and skinny people. And there are people with, of different abilities. And I mean, everything that you can think of, it's there. And I think that's really interesting. The first year I did it, I got to the park and I saw this much older couple that, the husband and wife, I'm guessing, got there and they just threw it all off and hopped in. And I mean, it was great. It was great to see that, anybody can do it. And
well, yeah, of course, anyone can get naked and ride around.
And that they were willing to.
As long as there are a bunch of other people with you, it makes it a little better.
Like it didn't matter as much. It wasn't like such a weird thing. And I didn't feel self-conscious about my body.
Yeah.
And
once everyone else is naked, then okay. All right.
And I specifically try to push against those kind of things and be like, okay, this is something where I might normally be uncomfortable, but I need to try this and do this because
that's a big leap.
It's a big thing. And I think it's a brave thing, just because, we're told that our bodies aren't worthy and that we can't be proud of who we are because of that. So being able to do that it's big. Oh,
so many things making noise today.
I know. It's a noisy day here in the Heavy Conversation studio.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know what I was going to say. I got distracted by the beeping. Just being comfortable in the space.
Yeah.
Just getting kind of in the habit of doing something.
Right.
I think is really important. I love going walks and all that kind of stuff. Finding what works for you is all that matters. Like if you like to walk, if you like to do Wii Fit or whatever those Connect, whatever things are, do that, or do a little weight while you're watching TV or something, or just get your body moving, and you'll be amazed about how much it affects your mood and makes you just happier and more. I don't know. It's so weird how much it changes my mood after I work out.
Right. It all is part of being comfortable with your body in certain ways, and trying those things and doing those things can definitely help.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's really fun.
Right. So find the thing that's for you and do that thing when you want.
Share what you like to do to be active, whether it's Wii Fit or walking or yogaing or whatever you like to do. I want to hear about it. Leave some comments or send us some messages.
Yes.
What you like to do. And
Please.
We'll try and share a little bit more about us.
Great.
Oh, also try and leave us a review on our iTunes store, not a store.
5 stars, please.
5 stars or nothing. No,
That's right. No, only 5 stars.
Only
please.
5 stars. Let us know what you think about our podcast. We really want to hear what you think. Are we doing a good job? What do you want to hear about?
Yeah, tell us what you want us to talk about. We're down. We are pretty open to talking about anything.
Yeah, we got lots of great stuff coming. Then.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening.
All right, see ya.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.